Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Can you hear me? Good morning. How has been your week? Drop a comment if you can hear me. Also confirm you can see my screen. So we are starting the class. We are starting the class a few minutes late, and that's due to poor network. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? MTN network is catching cold. How is the weather at your end? It's very cold here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop a comment. I want to be sure you can hear me loud and clear. Today is 24th July. How has been trading this week? How has been trading this week? I haven't made money this week. How has it been at your end? I have not made money this week. How has it been? How has it been? Let us know if you have made money this week. Let us know in the comment section. This week has not been good so far. Today is Thursday. I want to believe before the week ends, one will find a very good opportunity. All right, so let's get started. Mr. Wisdom, Mr. Mayor, let's get started. So we'll start by looking at DXY. Not good. It's well. We still have today and tomorrow, okay? We still have today and tomorrow. Just to ensure that you manage risk. That's the main thing. Some weeks are like that, some days are like that. Just ensure that you manage risk so that when the opportunity comes, you have money to trade. The worst thing that can happen to a trader is not having funds to trade when the opportunity shows up. That's why you need to manage risk. You understand that the outcome of our trades are random. They are random. So you don't know which of the trade that will be profitable and which one will be lost. That's why you need to manage risk. I keep saying it. Risk management is key to successful trading, is the key to successful trading. Okay, so let's start by looking at DXY. I told you guys my bias for dollar this week is bullish. Is bullish, and as you can see, I identified this zone. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I identified this zone, and I was expecting price to pull back to fill this fair value gap before going bullish. And you can see today the market has filled that gap. Can you see that? The market has filled, price has filled that gap, and you can see there's strong rejection from that fair value gap. Can you see it? We are on the daily time frame. This is the fair value gap I identified. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. So price has pulled back, filled this fair value gap, and it's giving us it's a bullish pattern. Okay, but this is on a daily time frame. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, so on 4 hour also you can see what we had here. We have what looks like an hammer and an engulfing candle here. But as you know, today we have several major news will be released from the US. Okay, just two major news from the US. The one for Euro and Great Britain has been released. Okay, we'll see how by 1:15 Euro is going to release its main refinancing rate, and also monetary policy discipline to be released by 1:15. And by 1:30 we have 1:30. Let me refresh this page. So by 1:30, unemployment claims will be released from the United States, and also by 2:45, flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI will be released. So I would wait for this news to be released before trading the dollar. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. So on DXY, I'm sure a fair value gap has been created here. Okay, I'm sure a fair value gap has been created there. You can see on 1 hour time frame this fair value gap. So this is where I will be considering. I want to see price pull back to fill this fair value gap. This is where I will be considering buying dollar. Okay, I want to see price pull back to this fair value gap before buying. And I know that is likely going to play out between now and when the news will be released. Okay, so it's either price pulls back to this zone or price sweeps the liquidity residing at this previous low. Okay, so it's either I buy after price fills this value gap, gives me a bullish pattern, or it sweeps the liquidity and gives me a bullish pattern. That is when I'm going to buy the dollar. So my bias for the dollar still remains bullish for today's market, and also for the week my bias still remains bullish. Okay, I hope that is clear. So that's my take on the dollar. Let's see yen. Let's see yen. Well, before trading view opens, let's go to the chart, what's happening. So you can see since the dollar has been bullish, you can see GBP USD has been bearish. It's been bearish. So what have I done here? Also, I've identified the fair value gap on GBP USD. This is 1 hour time frame. So I want to see price pull back. You can see we've had several bearish reversal pattern here. You can see price ranged from this point. You can see price was in a range from this point to this point, and it broke out. After the breakout, it created a fair value gap. So I expect price to pull back. Shifting market structure occurred at this point. I would love to see price pull back to this zone before selling GBP USD. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. Once price pulls back into the zone, I'm going to sell GBP USD. I hope that is clear. Let's just see what's happening on 15 minutes time frame. Let's see. So this is a sell setup. The shifting market structure occurred here. You can see it occurred here. There was this is breaker and shifting market. You can see that. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. I'm looking for sell opportunity. Sell. And if I'm selling GBP USD, my first target will be, let's say, fair value gap on 4 hours. So you can see we have all this fair value gap on 4 hours. So this will be my first target. I will be selling from this zone. So if I sell from this zone, let's say 1.3568, my first target 3499, that's about 70 pips. Yeah, that will be my first target. And my second target will be, we have this low, this liquidity here, and we have the gap here will be my final target for. So everything has been planned out. Okay, it's planned out. So you can see here also we have this fair value gap here. They might still want to come fill this fair value gap on 4 hour time frame. Okay, because I know a lot of retail traders have executed sell after the formation of this shooting star, and their stop losses will be residing at this previous high. So they might want to sweep the liquidity and using that opportunity also to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Okay, so if a bearish reversal pattern forms here and I decide to sell, I would ensure my stop loss is above. Let me see. Yeah, stop loss will be above this level. I could use this previous high as my stop loss. This is about 50 pips, and first TP is about 70 pips. That's still a good risk reward. Okay, so that's my take on GBP USD. If you have any question, any contrary view on GBP USD, let me know. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Summer says, I have not gotten this week. Yeah, this week has been somehow. It's been somehow. Some weeks are like that. Just ensure you manage risk. That's the main thing. So that you have funds to take the trades when the opportunity shows up. Okay? Don't panic. Don't panic. Okay? So let's see Euro USD should have similar pattern. Euro USD and GBP USD are positively correlated. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. So you can see yesterday candle closed as an hanging man. It closed as an hanging man, a bullish hanging man, a bullish hanging man. So we need to wait for today's candle to close. If today's candle closes bearish, if it closes bearish, that will be a confirmation for sell. That would be a valid confirmation for sell if today's candle closes bearish. Now let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see what's happening on 4 hour. So you can see what we had on 4 hour. We had this looks like a shooting star at this point. Can you see this? This is a shooting star, and after the formation of a shooting star, expect the next candle to close bearish before we sell, right? So you can see this is the next candle that closed bearish. So this is a sell setup. This three candlestick pattern is a sell setup, So let's go down to 1 hour. I'm sure a fair value gap has been created. You can see this is engulfing. This candle closed below the low of this candle, the opening, yeah, or the low, and also it closed below the low of this shooting star. This is a sell setup. So let's go down to 1 hour. I'm sure it's created a fair value gap. This go down to 15 minutes. I'm sure there's a fair value gap. Okay, so we have this fair value gap on 15 minutes. This would be a very good area to consider selling. Okay, this is where I'll be considering selling Euro USD. You can see this what's it called? This equal high here, this relative equal highs here. I believe is an area of liquidity they want to sweep. I believe a lot of retail traders that have executed sell. We had an AMA here, we had a doji here. Okay, so I believe a lot of retail traders that have executed sell and their stop losses is residing at these highs, and you can see we have a very tiny fair value gap here. You can see, so there's a high probability they are coming for these zones before going bearish. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Someone is requesting that I analyze NZDCHF. NZDCHF. Let's just say NZDCHF. If you're a new trader, if you're not that experienced, I would advise you focus on major currency pairs. If you are not that experienced, focus on major currency pairs, dollar pairs. Why? These pairs are very volatile. They are very volatile because these are pairs that traders trade the most. That's why I always recommend you stick to major currency pairs, dollar pairs. Okay, now let's see NZDCHF. Okay, gold, victory. Good morning, victory. Yes, NZDCHF should be under minor. Okay, so okay, this is a buy. This is a buy on. This is a bullish. Is bullish, but this won't be the right time to buy NZDCHF. You should wait for a pullback. I'm sure after this engulfing pattern, we had a fair value gap on the lower time frame. Okay, so this will be a good zone to consider buying. Don't buy from the current market price. Wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap before you buy. This is a buy setup on NZD It's a buy. But if you haven't executed a buy trade from this point, this is where you should have executed a buy trade. You can see what played out here. We had a fair value gap here. Price came back, filled that fair value gap. So this would have been a good entry for buy. Okay, this would have been a good entry for buy. But if you did buy from this point, patiently wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, before you buy. We will still have a fair value gap here that it might also want to come and fill. But if you see a buy setup from this zone, Okay, if you see a buy setup from this zone, then you can buy from here. Set your stop loss here, because you know they might also want to come and fill this fair value gap. So your stop loss must be below these two fair value gaps. So you can set it here or use the low of this candle as your stop loss. That's my take for NZD CHF. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, that's my take on NZD CHF. Let's move to the next pair. Someone requested for gold and Australian dollar. Yes, okay. Let's see gold. Let's see gold. I told you guys yesterday. How were you able to manage your trade yesterday, Clement? How were you able to manage the trade yesterday? Gold just played out as I predicted yesterday. Immediately it filled that fair value gap. Immediately it filled that fair value gap. This was yesterday candle. Let's see. Let's go down to yesterday. Let's see. So this was yesterday. I said price was going to pull back at this point. I told you we had a fair value gap here and price is likely going to pull back to fill that fair value gap. So I think it was on 15 minutes we identified the fair value gap. Yeah, I think it was 15 minutes. Was it 15 minutes or 5 minutes? Let's go down to 5 minutes. I know we identified, okay, we had this fair value gap on, I think it was this fair value gap I identified yesterday. I think price pulled back. Can you see? Can you see price pulled back? So after price pulled back, wait for candle to close below that so you can see. You can see strong pullback, created a fair value gap. Price also pulled back here to fill that fair value gap, and it's been bearish since yesterday. It's been bearish since yesterday, and I think it is still bearish, but this is not the right time to sell. This is not the right time to sell. Now that dollar is bullish, gold is likely going to be bearish, and this is not the right time to sell. This would have been a good opportunity to sell gold. After price filled that fair value gap yesterday, should have sold gold from that area. So I wouldn't say you should buy gold now. I wouldn't say you should sell because price has already moved. Don't buy, don't sell. The sellers are still in control. The sellers are still in control. Sellers are still in control. Is that clear? Sellers are still in control. Which other pair do you want me to look at? Which other pair? That's my take on gold. Gold is still very bearish. It's still very bearish. Still very bearish. Any other pair? Okay, Victory requested for Australian dollar USD. For those of you who are yet to take up this offer, you have just between today and tomorrow to get your copy. Okay, you still have today and tomorrow to get the copy, a copy for yourself for just 3,000 naira. Okay, after tomorrow, you have to pay 10,000 naira to access this course. If you haven't gotten yours, please do that today or tomorrow. Is that clear? Okay, which other Australian dollar USD? Sell. Okay, since 4 a.m. Wow, you're making good money. That's cool, Clement. You are making good cash. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So let's look at Australian dollar USD. Australian dollar USD. Let's start with the daily. Let's start with the daily. Okay, so it's still bullish, but you can see liquidity reset on this previous high is has been swept, and so we'll have to wait for today's market to today's candle to close uh, before taking a position on Australian dollar USD. Okay, I'll patiently wait for today's candle. Right now, the buyers are still in control, but this is not the right time to buy. This would have been the best time or best price to buy Australian dollar USD. So if you didn't buy from this point, you cannot buy from this point. you cannot buy from this point. Okay, and the reason you should get that course, for those of you who don't know how to use this indicator, you can see what happened here. 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 So if you want to learn how to use this zigzag indicator, get the course today. Get it today. Okay. So you can see now the indicator is above a candle. This tells me we're going to experience a pullback or change in trend. For those of you having difficulty identifying candlestick patterns, resistance, and support with this indicator, you know the level where you'll be able to identify levels where price would reverse or experience or change in trend. Okay, so once you get the course, you have access to the video where I taught on how to use this tool. Okay, so you can see on 1 hour, this is 4 hour. You can see we have this is an hanging man. This is an hanging man, and if the next 4 hour candle closes bearish, that will be a confirmation to sell. But like I said, I will patiently wait. I want to patiently wait for the daily candle to close. I need a very good confirmation before taking a trade on Australian dollar USD. For example, this high now, you would agree with me, after the formation of this hanging man, most retail traders would have executed sell. If you go down to 1 minute, 1 hour, sorry, you would see several. Okay, you can see here we had shooting star, we had an engulfing candle. So most retail traders, the impatient traders, would have executed sell. And where would they have their stop losses? Their stop losses will be residing at this previous high. And the way I see it, there's a high probability they will come for their stop losses before pushing price down. That's why I said I'll wait for today's candle to close before taking a trade. Also consider the fact that we have several major news that will be released from the United States by 1:30, between 1:30 and 3 p.m. Okay, so if I'm going to take a trade, it's either I wait for the news to be released or I wait for the daily candle to close. That is when I'm going to take my position on Australian dollar USD. You already sold Australian dollar USD. It's okay. Just I've always told you, if you want to take a trade before a major news is released, ensure that you risk less. And I think that's what you did. Ensure that you don't take too much risk. If the normal lot size you apply on a trade is 0.1, if you're trading before the news is released, risk take maybe 0.02 or 0.03, so that you are left with, let's say, 0.07, or let's say you are risking $50 on a daily basis. Then you can risk, before the news, you can risk $10 or risk $15. Then with that, you'll be left with $35 to risk after the news is released. If you see your setup after the news is released, you risk the remaining $35. You don't go all in when a major news is expected. That's a big risk. Going all in before a major news is released is very risky. It's very risky. Okay, so USD, Australia USD look for sale, Euro USD look for sale, GUSD look for sale, NZD USD look for sales on those pairs. Okay, Pesco is requesting for Australian dollar CHF. Okay, let's see. Australian dollar CHF. Australian dollar CHF. Australian dollar CHF. So as you can see, Australian dollar CHF has been bullish. It's been bullish, and the buyers are still in control. The buyers are still in control. With what I'm seeing here, you cannot sell now. The buyers are still in control. Yeah, the buyers are still in control. Yesterday closed strongly bullish, and today it's been bullish. So this is a bullish setup. This is a bullish setup. Okay, this is a bullish setup. It's still bullish, but personally, I wouldn't take a buy trade from this point. It doesn't make sense to buy from this point. So if you want to buy, you want to wait for a retracement. Okay, this is 4 hour time frame. If I want to take any risk, this will be the first area I will consider buying. Okay, price should pull back to fill this gap. Okay, we still have several fair value gaps here also. But if I want to take a risk, my first risk will be at that fair value gap. So, and you can see this fair value gap is at a premium area. But if a bullish reversal pattern forms here, if I see my buy setup here, I will take the trade from this point. And we have this fair value gap here, which is at a discount area. We also have this here. That's the reason I cannot buy from the current market price, because I know there's a possibility for price to pull back to fill these fair value gaps, which is at a discount area. So buying from this point is very risky, even buying from this zone. But if I see a very good buy setup here, if I see my setup here to buy, I will still risk it. But this would have been a good area to consider buying. This is a discount area. Okay, so if I'm going to take the trade from this one, maybe I will risk flex. Okay, because I will call this a B setup, not an A setup. This will be a B setup because it's at a premium area. It will not be reasonable to buy from a premium area. But if I'm going to take the trade, I'm going to risk less. I would only risk more if I'm buying from these zones, one of these zones, which is a discount area. If you have any question, let me know. Let me know. If you have any question, let me know. The link for the course is on the description space. Is on the description space. Just click on the link and you have access to the course. Any question? Any question? Is there any other instrument you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Please don't try to flip your account. Don't try to flip the account. If you do, you're going to blow your funds. I've been in this game for over a decade, and I can tell you that traders who try to flip their accounts always 99.99% of those who try to flip their accounts blow their accounts. Don't try to flip your account. Don't risk more than 1 to 2% of your capital. Anything more than that is over leverage. Sorry for that break. It's due to poor network. Can you guys hear me? Any question? Any question? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question, let me know. Let me know if you have any question. Let me know in the comment section. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't. Give it a thumbs up. DAX 30. Okay, we'll look at DAX 30. DAX 30. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. DAX 30. If you're trading DAX 30, I hope you have good funds in your trading account. DAX 30 is very volatile. You should have good capital to trade DAX 30. Understand the instrument you're trading. Some instrument requires high margin, okay, and they are very volatile. Now, I think I would have to use TradingView for that. DAX 30. DAX. Which of this one is DAX? Is it DAX index, right? It's not premium. The zigzag indicator is on your MT4. It's not a premium indicator. Okay, it's free. It's free. Okay. If you're in the fraternity group, you don't have to pay to get this course. Victory. If you're in the fraternity group, you don't need to pay to get this course on Zigzag. Just send me a message on WhatsApp. I will send you the link. Victory, I believe you're in the group, okay? So it's free for those of you in the fraternity group. Just request for the link. I will send it to you. Okay. German 40. DAX 30 and German 40. Is it the same, sir? Is it the same? DAX 30 and German 40. Is it the same thing? I need to ask because I don't trade this. Is it the same thing? German 30 and German 40. Is it the same thing? I mean DAX 30 and German 40. Is it the same thing? I don't trade them, so I don't know. So let's start with daily. This is German 40. So from what I see here, this is a sell. This is a sell. German 40 is, this is a sell. This is a sell. I think price just filled a fair value gap. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, so you can see, I think price just filled this fair value gap on German 40, and you can see the rejection from that. You can see the rejection. Okay, it's just filled this fair value gap, and you can see the strong rejection from that gap. So this is a sell setup. As far as I'm concerned, this is a sell. This is a sell setup. Selling, and this could be its next target. This relative equal low could be the next target for German 30. It's a sell. You can only consider buying if 4 hour candle closes above this resistance. If this resistance is not broken, it is still bearish. It's still bearish. So let's go to 1 hour and 15 minutes to see if there is shifting market structure. There should be a shifting market structure on 15 minutes time frame. So this is a shifting market structure on 15 minutes time frame. You can see what we had here. You see this impulse move, retracement. This is a mitigation. This is mitigation. And after the mitigation, what happened? What happened after mitigation? Shifting market structure occurred here. Shifting market structure occurred here. So this is a sell. It's a sell. It's a sell. You only buy if the resistance is broken. But at the moment, what I see is sell. Sell. But if the resistance got broken, it means that if you are selling, your stop loss should be the high of this candle. Your stop loss should be at the high of this candle. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Is there any other instrument you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. 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 Any question, let me know in the comment section. Is there any question? Is there any other instrument you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. So it appears there are no questions. Any question, let me know in the comment section. Okay, since there are no questions, we'll have to end on this session. I appreciate every one of you for your participation. Mayor, Wisdom, God's Will, Samuel, Clement, Victory, Starotesco. I appreciate you for your participation and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.